And we have Charles Tolliver on the line. Charles, welcome to WPFW.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing just fine. Really digging your music. 2 recordings recorded many years apart, both in London, I see. So that was quite a time in between. So, Charles, tell us about you're getting started in this music, because I remember reading about you going to Howard University, but you were not a music major. So what got you into the music, and what got you to Howard?
Well, I was always into music since I was a toddler, but I also had a scientific mind, and I was very interested in medicine and how it worked, and so I was sort of doing double duty. You know?
So you were a pharmacy major, right? Is that what you majored in?
That's right. That's right. At Howard University's famous College of Pharmacy.
How about that?
Yeah.
But afterwards, you hooked up with the late Stanley Cowell. How did you guys connect?
Well, that was through our tenure with Max Roach.
Okay. Gee, did you see that documentary about Max that PBS just put on about a couple of weeks ago?
I did. Yes.
Boy, it was really something. Boy, it was really important that these artists be documented like that with these documentaries.
Right.
But speaking of artists that need to be recognized, John Coltrane did a recording called Africa Brass very early in his career in the Impulse label, and you're replicating that music this Saturday, but you have some differences to it also with the vocal ensemble Afro Blue. Tell us about what you're going to be doing.
Well, this project came about exactly 25 years ago at the urging of the great Reggie Workman, who, of course, was one of the musicians on that iconic recording. And he asked me if, because there were no scores or anything left that could be found of it, he asked me if I could transcribe it, because he wanted to present it, but he also wanted to present it with a choir. Mm-hmm. So I set about doing that. And so what will be performed on Saturday is a result of that.
And who are you have quite an array of musicians working with you. Who are some of them that will be working with you on this Africa Brass presentation on Saturday?
Well, of course, it's the same instrumentation that's on the recording. Professor Fred Ervin at Howard University is lead trumpet, and Bruce Williams, alto, wonderful player. Jason Marshall, who is a Washingtonian, local D.C. guy, on baritone. Patience Higgins on the other reeds, and of course the orchestra is as it was done on the original recording, with French horns and tuba and euphonium, all that sort of classical music, what they call low winds.
Okay. Yeah.
And of course our principal soloist in the chair of John Coltrane is the just wonderful Camille Thurman, tenor saxophone.
Sure. Wow, awesome.
And rounding out the rhythm section, Victor Gould on piano, Rufus Reed on bass, and just a fantastic drummer, Darrell Green on drums.
Now, with the vocal ensemble Afro Blue, what would be added in terms of the choir, in terms of the vocal that would be happening?
The I mean, it's about Africa.
Mm-hmm.
So I can well understand why Reggie wanted to have a choir. And it's structured to weave in and out of the original recording.
Fantastic. So you've been working already, hooking up with Conductor Miller this afternoon. So I know you've been busy and probably want to get some rest. But again, this is at the Kennedy Center at the Terrace Theater. There'll be 2 shows, 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. And I'm awaiting to hear from the press office. I got my request in, so I will be there one way or the other. But I wouldn't miss this for the world. This is something that's really exciting, and I'm so pleased that you finally hooked this thing up to get it at the Kennedy Center, because I know you've been trying to get there for a while now, and it's finally happening in a very special occasion. What are some of the other things that you're working on after you get finished with this?
Well, I mean, I'm still taking no prisoners whenever I can with the small group, So, I mean, who knows? Maybe the next time I come to D.C., it'll be at one of the clubs. We'll see. Absolutely.
We'll work on that also. And we're going to play something with your big band at the Blue Note from the Emperor March, and we'll do something from Africa Brass also in the next set of music. But Charles, we're in the midst of a fund drive, and I would ask you to tell folks why they need to support a station like WPFW, and in particular what I've been doing here every Thursday night.
Well, WPFW is a long-standing broadcasting station for jazz in the metropolitan D.C. area, and without it, jazz-loving fans in that area would not be able to hear all of our music, and therefore you definitely should support the station.
And we did get a pledge come in from Jane from Greenbelt, Maryland. So we want to thank Jane. It's really been thanking me for what I'm doing with the music. And again, we're on our roll. Charles, you got somebody to get me started tonight. I really appreciate it. Again, Charles Tolliver with Africa Brass at the Kennedy Center Saturday night in the Terrace Theater. The 2 shows, 7 o'clock and 9 o'clock. If you just go to the Kennedy Center website, you can get tickets. And Charles, I really appreciate you calling in. And we call this late night jazz, but us cats who have been in the music are used to the late night. So I appreciate you calling in.
Well, you're very welcome.
And I will see you Saturday as we listen
forward.
We listen to your big band at the Blue Note. Thanks again, Charles, and we'll catch you then.
Okay.